Welcome back, everybody. This is your three-man booth trade deadline edition because it just ended a few hours ago. I'm Dan Salem with Bud and Phil for going around the horn. Guys, it was kind of a whimper, but I don't know. It was interesting.
Well, so Leonard Williams is gone.
So I have a question. Is it more of a story that all these players' names were on the block or that they didn't get traded? Because, I always wonder how many of these stories and rumors are true. Le'Veon Bell denies that they were true.
Well, let me quickly give you my answer, and then, Bud, you can elaborate, because I know it's more of a story they didn't get traded for me personally. I don't.
Did you want to trade that? What did you want to trade today?
Well, let's hear. All
right. Well, I'm asking you first. Yeah. I'm asking if you were looking for a trade today first.
I think that a lot of these names that get thrown around just get thrown around. I mean, let's be honest here. Every player in the NFL, with the exception of maybe 10, all right, are all on the trading block. Everybody, right? Unless your name is Rodgers or Brady or Elliott, anybody can be traded at any given time, right?
Right. Well, and this is kind of new, right? This is the second year that we've really had a prolific trade deadline. I mean, so this is old hat for the NBA. I'm sure everybody gets calls about everybody, but it's not. It's new for the NFL.
There's some years where the NBA trade deadline is more interesting than the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll figure that out.
I'm a huge hockey guy.
Oh yeah.
And think about the trading deadline for hockey, right? Everybody gets traded. It's like
baseball
everybody.
Too. So these guys, I mean, it feels like the NFL ego is so much more fragile than in other sports. Like, what is this? Like, why are they really upset about this, or are they just making bigger waves so that they can get traded later? I don't know.
I think for baseball, there's no salary cap and there's no restrictions. You can do whatever the hell you want. Football, everything is it's a hard cap. You can't mess with the NBA. I'll never pretend to know how the NBA cap works, because there's a hard cap, there's a soft cap, there's exceptions, there's mid-level exceptions. Football, it's like, no, you stay under the cap or you can't do it.
Well, even so, these teams are making moves regardless of that now. Now, maybe it's because the current collective bargaining agreement expires after next season. I don't know. But, like, they're just really amping up their deals. And it seems like throw draft picks to the wind. Is it because so many haven't panned out? It's a little surprising to me that this sharp turn of events.
I mean, I'm not shocked that Leonard got traded.
No.
All right, so let me ask you about Leonard. What did we get? Did we get anything good? Did we get a bomb? What did we get with him? Did he just not want to be a Jet anymore?
I think they get a 3 and a 5 on a player that they weren't going to re-sign anyway. Hasn't lived up to expectations. I think that's pretty clear in everybody's eyes. Now you'll find some people that say, oh well, he's done really well, this, that, and the other thing. He doesn't get to the quarterback. He doesn't scare any offensive lines, in my opinion. You got a 3rd and a 5th round pick for him.
Are you happy?
Draft picks.
Are you happy with your current defensive line as the Giants right now, or are you like one player away?
They're more than one player away. Let's put it that way.
So if they were one player away, this Williams addition would be huge.
So I think about it from this standpoint. Everyone was killing the Giants for not drafting, what the hell is his name, in Jacksonville. What was his name, Bud?
Jake Allen?
No, whoever. I forget. Was the guy coming out of college? Whoever came out of college and went to Jacksonville. Jared Allen.
Josh Allen.
So everyone was all up in arms. So let's say Leonard Williams, for some reason, magically lives up to his first-round expectations that he was. What was he picked, 2015?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better to get a little more of a known commodity than an unknown. I don't know if Leonard Williams is any good. To be honest, I haven't watched him play a lot. So if he is,
watch the Jets game.
So hold on. Oh shit, 9 people. That's not a good thing. Sorry. Let me finish my point before, because I said he was one player away. He's not a star.
Wait. Who said he's one player away?
I said if the Giants were one player away, it would have been a good deal, because he's not a star. But if you have 2 really great pass rushers, he's going to be the perfect complement, because he doesn't do anything wrong. He doesn't make any mistakes. He's always on the field. He's consistently slightly above average. So like there was no reason to overpay for him in the offseason from the Jets standpoint. But I always liked him as a player on the team.
He's going to want top defensive end money. He's not worth top defensive end money. Now, the Giants are going to have to make a decision, right? So next year, they're going to have like almost $100 million to spend.
They have a lot of money.
They have a lot of money. I think they have one of the top 3 or 5 amounts of money to spend in the league next year. Do you throw a boatload of money to this guy? Because you're going to have to, because you just gave away a 3 and a 5 for him. It's not like you gave away a 7 and a bag.
But they could franchise him, right, for a season and just tag him?
I mean, but then you're going to have to pay him the average of a top defensive end. You're going to have to pay him probably more than what you might be able to re-sign him for. You're going to have to pay him like $18, $19 million a year, right? Because now you're dealing with Khalil Mack money, Darnold money. You're dealing with big contract money. Whatever that average number is, it might be more cost effective to sign him to a 3-year deal or a 4-year.
They will.
$13 million.
So here's my take. I think the Jets probably wanted a second-round pick for him because he was a former first-rounder that hasn't busted in the traditional sense. But they got a 3rd and a 5th. It's not a steep price, but I'm happy we stockpiled picks. I don't know if it's too much for the Giants to pay. It's just weird that he doesn't have a contract in place. It's not like they get an extra year next season with them. It's just it's 3 months and then unguaranteed. It's very strange. That's the strange part to me.
There has to be some sort of wink deal in this that all right, I'll re-sign it. He obviously all he's doing is moving across the hallway to the Giants locker room. So it's not like it's not like he's had to pick up and move. It's not like any of these things. If anything, if you're going to get traded when you're on you want to get traded to the Giants.
Yeah. Well, so what do you think he's going to get? Like $12 million a year, 3 years?
I was thinking like $14 million a year.
I think it depends on these next 8 games. I think this is like an 8-game trial for him. If he does really well, then I think he'll be compensated for it.
Yeah.
He's going to have like 10 sacks against the Jets.
So that's funny because
he has every incentive to just be amazing.
He is going to school their left tackle. It's going to be embarrassing because
we'll be there live for it too. We'll be there for it.
It's because he's gonna look like the king of the defense. Makes me sick.
So I'm happy that some of these deals didn't go down. I really don't want Le'Veon Bell to leave. I mean, if they got 2 firsts for him, you'd probably do it.
They almost couldn't because what team – because I was thinking about this from salary cap and all that fun stuff. The Jets were the only team that gave him that much money. No other team was – I don't remember if there was another one.
But now he's played well enough to justify the money.
No, but so the Jets – so I heard something today. The Jets would have had like $20-something million in dead cap this year and another like 13 or 14 next year in just dead money.
Well, that's why I said 2 first-round picks. Like, I don't see him going for less than that. I don't know if they trade Adams for less than that. They want it. I think the Cowboys offered 1, and they wouldn't take it because it's not.
It's just amazing. All throughout the day, every push notification I got was Bell, Mosley. It was like one of them said the Jets were having a fire sale today. That never happened.
Well, I don't know if that's true.
What?
Why would you trade Mosley?
There was I saw. I don't know who it was.
No, I guarantee you this is what happened. The Jets traded Leonard Williams. And so then everyone started calling for every player on the roster. I don't think
Anderson was that. Robbie Anderson was the name that was floating around. Robbie Anderson too. So
they were trying to get Anderson because they don't have him under contract after the season.
Right. But, so I'm just saying there was a lot. The names were flying around today, like it was like they were having a tag sale today.
And was there names flying around for any other football team?
Not really.
Nope.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying.
Haven't we talked about how the media is against the Jets? The media, it feels like they're against us. I don't get it.
Dan. Did you watch any of the Jacksonville game?
I did. I watched the whole game.
I think at any given point during that game, you could say that you even tried?
I was not.
I guess my point is that they're not trying. The media is going to
go. Okay. I agree with you that the Jets shouldn't be having a fire sale. The season's over. This is a new general manager who didn't get to make the last draft class, so he wants to clean house. And absolutely do it. I'm not opposed to that. I'm just saying the media had like a keen eye on this team. I mean, there are other bad teams in the league. No one really focused that hard on, AJ Green should have got traded. Why didn't he?
Yes, he should have. Yes,
I mean,
he should.
Andy Dalton should have got traded. They benched him. Why didn't he? Nobody focused on this that much.
Dalton got benched? When did that happen?
Oh, yes.
Today.
Or today. They
Today.
benched him for their rookie. So it's like there's this stuff.
I had meetings all day. I didn't see what was going on.
I mean, wouldn't have Josh Rosen been on the trading block even though he got benched? Like,
poor Akeem Talib got traded to the Dolphins today.
as a salary dump. Yeah, the Dolphins they gave him a pick too to take him.
That's exactly what that was.
The Dolphins are clearly in tank mode, but they are a much better team with Ryan Fitzpatrick as their quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
And I will tell you this: the Jets will not win on Sunday. Fitzmagic is going to go in there and he's going to call that defense because you know what, Dan? You laugh.
I'm laughing because I'm scared. I'm scared to hell that that's going to happen because of what just like I watched this team last week, and I've seen the Dolphins come in to have first half leads in the last 2 games, and I do not believe the Jets could come back if they were losing to the Dolphins at halftime just because of the way this team is.
Did you see the cover? Did you see that cover 0 play when the Dolphins threw the kitchen sink at the Steelers and the Steelers threw a 5-yard slant pass and he took it to the house?
Oh, I didn't. That's.
Oh no! It was like. Did you see that play, bud?
Think about this. Think about this. 2 weeks ago, they played the Patriots. They blitzed on 80% of their plays, and he threw 4 touchdowns. Jacksonville has a solid front. They completely abandoned the running game. Le'Veon Bell, I don't know what they're doing because you paid this guy all this money. He's a complete non-factor in the offense. Non-factor. He touched the ball, 10 times? It's not even enough.
Yeah.
And they blitzed them. And every time they blitzed him, the O-line had no answer for him. He couldn't audible out of plays. And then he threw 3 more interceptions. The Dolphins are going to bring the house the entire game. And it's not going to matter. Have you ever seen an offensive line this bad before?
So here's my thought. Yeah. No.
They can't find the bathroom. That's how bad they are.
If we're gonna get into this, I'll give you my thoughts. I think that Adam Gase is struggling like never before to fix these offensive line holes, and that's why the offense just seems so disjointed every single week, and it's different. Like they doesn't know how to use Bell and stop the defense from destroying his quarterback. I think he just is at a loss. They keep having more injuries. They're playing 4th stringers on the offensive line, like and an inside linebacker. It's
Sam was sacked 8 times. 8 last game. I am shocked that this offensive line coach still has a job.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to take the fall for this.
No, I agree.
He's been sacked 18 times in the last 2 games.
So here's my thought. Do you have any confidence in the Dolphins offense, or you just think Fitzpatrick wants to stick it to his old team? Don't you think Adam Gase wants to stick it to his old team?
They just got rid of Kenyon Drake.
The Jets have a decent defense.
Really?
Miami's running out of playmakers, though.
Don't you think the Jets defense could beat Miami 14-0?
Dan, they made Gardner Minshew look like Brett Favre.
Gardner Minshew is excellent. Like he's a really good rookie quarterback, considering.
Here's the question.
He had like 1.5 bad games. He's been playing great.
He marched on the field on the first drive of the game like it was nothing. Leonard Fournette had a 66-yard run like the Red Sea opened up. Here, come take me.
I'm not thinking our team's not dysfunctional, but Minshew's pretty damn good. Like, you wait. He's had a much better rookie year than Daniel Jones so far. So, like.
Whoa.
I mean,
well, maybe.
And he was a 7th-round pick. Give him some credit.
I'm going to have to go into the stats about that one. I may have to fight you on that one next week because I don't know the stats in front of me.
It was a bold statement. But, I wasn't surprised that Minshew had a very good game. The Jets secondary was their biggest hole in August, and it's still awful. So
all I'm saying is that I've seen Fitzpatrick make more with less because he did it with the Jets. And
I don't think he had less with the Jets. I think you underestimate the level at which Miami has nobody left on its team.
Maybe I'm just a pessimist.
No, they definitely had halftime leads 2 weeks in a row. So I'm not above thinking that this could happen.
Do you think that this team, and I know I keep harping, do you think that this team has enough confidence and enough stability and enough coaching that if they're losing at halftime, they're going to make adjustments and they're going to come out in the second half and play better? The way that they're currently playing.
So we've been Jets fans a long time, right? And how often or not do they give us that one glimmer of hope game where you're like, yeah, that's our team. They're playing
that was Dallas. That was the Dallas game.
We got it at Dallas, but if Sam Darnold's a decent player, he should destroy the Dolphins.
This game cannot be close. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I do.
They can't go in there and win 13-10. Okay, they need to go in there and blow them out.
I just think that they need a victory. I mean,
I disagree with you there.
The Bills barely beat the Dolphins.
I think Jets fans like myself, not like you because you're too optimistic. Jets fans like me will say they barely won.
But what's the difference? The season's over. Let's have them win.
But technically, if you look at their schedule, it's not. I mean, this is right now.
Now who's the optimist? Okay. I don't. This team doesn't realistically have a shot at doing anything but getting better draft capital for next season. So I was a little disappointed they didn't make more trades. I don't want to talk the whole time on the Jets. I want to talk about the Giants, who are not in any better situation, actually have a worse percentage chance of making the playoffs than the Jets do, even though they both have less than half a percentage chance, which is silly that they'll calculate it that low. They should just say 0. But Phil, how do you feel about your team? They really blew a couple opportunities these last few weeks for victories.
Yes. So I will say, without getting blown out, at least the games have been competitive. Yeah, they lost to Arizona, which I think was a bad loss. They lost to Detroit, which was whatever. Detroit's not a bad team, but they're not getting blown out. It started out bad when Daniel Jones threw the ball behind Saquon Barkley and the guy scooped it up for a touchdown. That sucked. But then he ended up going for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns. So he ended up making up for it in the long run. Yeah, they came up short, but they're not getting blown out. Like, you're not sitting in this game and it's halftime like, well, I'm just going to watch something else. At least it's competitive, you know? So
yeah,
you said about not making the playoffs. I don't think that was the plan this year. Obviously, when you change your rookie quarterback, you're assuming you're not making the playoffs. So let's get this guy as many reps as possible and get ready for next year. So that was kind of the thought process going in. If it ever happened along the line, that's just –
Well, I agree. The expectations weren't playoffs for the Giants.
Right.
Like they sort of were for the Jets, maybe foolishly. So it makes the season have a completely different flavor.
It does.
There's a lot of noise about the misusing Barkley, too. Like, the Jets are misusing Bell. Like, do you think – is he still hurt? Is that why they're holding back? Because they're not playing him, like, giving him the ball a lot.
I think that has something to do with it. I'm not going to lie. And again, if you're not going to be fighting for playoffs, why are you going to run your guy into the ground when you're going to need him hopefully for the next 3 or 4 years? I think there's something to that, yeah. But he also showed you on Sunday that his ankle looks pretty good.
Yeah. Well, and I know the Eagles have had a couple good victories, but I'm still not a believer just yet that they're actually –
We're still waiting for Shepard to come back. Again, it doesn't matter, but we still haven't seen Tate, Shepard, Ingram, and Barkley all on the field at the same time together, which would be nice, but hasn't happened yet.
Well, what's your take on the Cowboys and the Eagles? I think they're better teams than the Giants, but not great. I don't know.
Well, the Giants got to play the Cowboys this weekend, so we'll find out what the Cowboys are.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah, and I mean, are they the team that lost to the Jets, or are they the team that smoked their competition last weekend? I don't know.
Well, it's interesting too because now when the Giants play the Cowboys this week, it's going to be a completely different team than it was in Week 1.
Yeah,
completely different team. So they don't know what they're coming into. You know, like they haven't prepared for Tate. They haven't prepared for Daniel Jones yet. So you can watch all the tape you want, but until you get on the field.
And did you like the trade for Bennett that they did? I
was just going to say that. You know, when the Patriots trade something away, there's probably a pretty good reason for it.
Yeah. Except for
look at Demaryius Thomas. There's an example right there.
Oh, I was going to say that seemed like an exception because he hasn't been a bad player for the Jets. The Jets just stink. But
what's weird, the Patriots picked up Mohamed Sanu, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is going to be the next coming of Randy Moss." Mohamed Sanu didn't do anything on Sunday. Nothing.
I think I read Bill Barnwell's. What?
Does Mohamed Sanu need to do anything other than stand in the field and take pressure off of Edelman?
Probably not.
No.
Okay,
Well,
so then he did exactly what he was brought in to do.
I think it was Bill Barnwell's article who said, like, the Patriots basically added him for playoffs and insurance down the stretch. I mean, you want to groom him for postseason.
He's a replacement for Josh Gordon because Josh Gordon's not seeing the field again in New England.
No. And, I mean, this team is already – I mean, they could just kind of coast into the postseason. So they're just getting themselves
well,
together.
It'll be interesting now because the Patriots actually have to play big boy football the next few weeks because they're not playing the cream puffs and the doormats of the league anymore.
Oh, they have had such a soft schedule. It's unbelievable for such a good team.
I don't understand how a first-place schedule turned into this. I don't know. A Super Bowl winning first-place schedule turns into this.
Conspiracy.
Did you see the stat? I forgot where I saw it, and if you saw it, correct me if I'm wrong. That they have given up a total QBR of like 38 or 36 or something like that. And statistically, if a quarterback just took a knee every play, their QBR would be 36. It'd be the exact same.
Wow.
I did see that. I think that was a New York article. I did see that one.
That's insane. I spent some time today with a Patriots fan, and I said to him that it was good. It was good. We had a good time. We played golf. We talked, and I said their offense doesn't need to be lights out. Their defense is lights out. And yeah, they haven't played anybody, but I think they got to play what? They got to play the Ravens this week.
Yeah.
So if they can control that offense, which is potential to put up some good numbers, then you'll have to start talking to them about, they're the real deal defense.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they shut down the Browns, but I'm not sure that's much of an accomplishment.
Stop it. That's nothing.
Did you see Baker Mayfield? He flipped the ball right to the defensive line. That's something the Jets would do.
Yeah. Well, the headline the next day was that the Browns don't know how to play football, so they're not being too kind to them either. That's kind of funny. They really hyped them up preseason. So
let's make this debate. I don't think anybody's really talking about it. Baker Mayfield was taken 1 by the Browns. Sam Darnold was taken number 3 by the Jets. Who of those two? Who do you want to start a franchise with?
Can I pick Lamar Jackson? 19.
That seems like a pretty good deal right now.
Yeah, well, I was shocked he slipped past Miami in that draft. I really thought they were going to take him.
They should have.
Yeah.
Because they need a quarterback. Desperately.
Yeah. That's a tough call. Mayfield and Darnold look very similar right now. I don't like Mayfield's attitude. I like Darnold's attitude.
Mayfield's ranked like the 31st worst quarterback in the league right now.
Where's Sam?
I don't know. I remember hearing that because someone was talking about Mayfield.
I mean, Sam was really good until the last 2 games when he threw 8 interceptions, obviously. But
Sam also missed 4 games too, so he might not be. You got to play a minimum, a minimum amount of snaps. But
he doesn't seem to have a big head.
Good against Dallas. I mean, it's just these last 2 weeks. I mean, they're awful.
Well, and Mayfield seems like he's got a real big ego, and Darnold's very, kind of buddy. I just think he'd run a better team, better energy. He's going to be the only one that holds the team together right now. Nobody else is going to do it. So I don't know if Mayfield can hold the Browns together or if OBJ is going to start going off anytime soon.
He already is.
Is he? Because I saw ESPN's already ripping him down, man. He's not worth it. He's no good. It's oof. They don't let anybody off the hook, huh?
It's not easy being a Hall of Fame wide receiver when you don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback throwing to you, right?
Everybody killed the Giants. Everyone said, "How could you trade Beckham?" Doesn't look that bad now, is it?
That can't just be left alone. I'm not sure Eli Manning's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Well, he's you can debate that, but he's going to be in.
You think
he's walking into the Hall of Fame?
You think he'll make it because he's a Manning? Because
he'll make it because he has 2 Super Bowl rings and he beat Brady twice. He's going in.
And he's 5th in the league ever in passing.
Okay.
He's in.
He's just had a rather – besides the Super Bowl runs in the postseason were great, but both of those seasons, he's never been impressive regular season. He's just kind of high.
That's true, but the longevity and the stat piling and the fact that he beat the undefeated Patriots, he's walking into the Hall of Fame.
Let me ask you a question, Dan. Do you think no, seriously, do you think Joe Namath is a Hall of Famer?
I mean,
No. Joe Namath won one game. One game.
I don't know. I mean,
if you look at his statistics over his career, he was not a good quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not. This is not. You can't compare generations. I never watched him play.
You never seen the video of Super Bowl III? You should do it.
I'm just like, to me, Phillip Rivers is not going to make the Hall of Fame, but he was always a better quarterback than Eli Manning, except for those 2 playoffs. I mean, Phillip Rivers
hasn't won anything.
No,
you can have all the season stats you want. Is Tony? Here's a good one.
I completely agree with you. I just think he's been a better quarterback every single season of his career, except when the playoffs roll around and he sucks. Manning played great in the playoffs.
Is Tony Romo a Hall of Fame quarterback?
Absolutely not. No.
He has the same career as Rivers.
I don't think Rivers is either. That was my point.
Right. Oh, I thought you were
I don't think Rivers is. I mean,
right.
I can't deny that Ben Roethlisberger is, even though I don't like the guy. Drew Brees absolutely is. He set these huge, huge marks.
He's also won a Super Bowl.
He also won a Super Bowl. So there's like,
he might be winning another one this year.
I don't think Matt Ryan's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's been great. And I mean, we'll see how he bounces back. His team stinks. If he had won that Super Bowl, I guess championships just tip the scales a little heavy for me sometimes.
Oh, they trump everything in the regular season. Who cares about the regular season? It doesn't matter.
I know. I care because our team doesn't play in the playoffs that often. So,
Mark Sanchez is a Hall of Famer.
There you go. Why isn't he coming back to play in the XFL? That'd be kind of fun.
He's got a sweet.
Maybe he is.
He works college football now for ESPN.
All right, I guess.
I didn't actually look at the full. So I sent you guys a quick snippet about who was drafted in the XFL. I actually didn't look at the whole list yet. Is it been published?
Apparently there
I'm
are
interested to see the name.
There are players that have been drafted that have told the XFL not interested. Because apparently they're only getting paid like $55,000 a year.
Oh, so the AAF paid a lot more than that, but then couldn't actually pay.
Yeah,
right. That's the problem. They couldn't actually pay. So there was something that
that's minor league baseball money or worse.
Well, technically, it's like minor league football.
Yeah, that's true. So
but a lot of these guys don't want to risk their bodies for $55,000.
So, yeah. But what kind of players are those? Were those ex-NFL players? Were they players who didn't get drafted?
Yeah, I mean, it's a combination of a little bit of players that played in the NFL and then didn't make it. Some CFL players, some college football players.
Yeah.
That,
But that I completely makes sense. Like, why cripple yourself or put yourself at head injury risk for $50,000 when you could go to potentially do something else if you got going back to college? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what these guys choose to do once their time for football's up. But minor league baseball is fun. I mean, baseball doesn't really cause that many injuries.
Speaking of baseball, Dan, I sent this picture to Bud. Did you see the 2 flashers at the World Series the other day? I
heard about them. I did not see them.
I'll send you the pic. Don't worry. Okay. I'll send it to you.
Okay. That's
all the baseball talk I have. They've since been banned from the stadium.
Yes, unfortunately. That's good. Yeah, I think World Series is tonight. We'll see if it's over or not. But
Nationals.
I want them to win another game and keep pushing it, but we'll see. So,
will the Jets win on Sunday?
They're a much better team than the Dolphins, and they're not trying to lose. But this is just the perfect storm of crap. So I have a hard time saying yes right now.
It would not surprise me if this game was close in the fourth quarter and the Jets somehow found a way to not win.
You see the spread? I think the Jets, they're not getting – they might be giving up a point or two, but it's real low too.
Oh, I mean, it's a 1-6 football team versus an 0-7 football team. It's like watching paint dry. It's going to be awful.
Except the 2-win Steelers got 15, 20 points over the Dolphins.
The Dolphins were up 14-0 in that game, and I was watching it. I went, "Whoa! Like this, Steelers were terrible." And then all of a sudden, you just
Well, then,
Dolphins
the Dolphins
Then
never
they started playing football.
So here's the thing: maybe if they are legitimately tanking, are they just trying? Are they just trying for the first quarter and then stopping? Because they went up 14-0, they never scored again.
But here's the thing. I mean, you guys played football, right? If you take a play off, you get hurt.
Yeah, you can't not play. I know.
These guys have to play 100 miles an hour, or else they tear ACLs or they tear pectoral muscles like J.J. Watt.
But no, you have to go hard at the first point of contact, right? But you can run at 75% speed after that. You cannot make the extra effort.
You could also play defensive coverages that are just kind of like loose and.
We played with a lot of players that weren't trying their hardest. We weren't a good team. So
No.
I know what it looks like when somebody's trying just hard enough not to get hurt, and there's a big difference. But these are professionals. You'd think they want their money and they'll earn it. I don't know. It's interesting to see. Phil, how do you like your team's odds against the Cowboys on Monday Night Football? It's not going to be a blowout like the Jets. I don't.
I have no idea anymore. I mean, again, they're playing competitively, so I don't want to see a blowout. If you play close and you lose, all right, fine. Just don't get blown out. That's what I want to see. I just want to see effort. Like you said, show me effort.
It's so funny because we all had a little bit of energy up until last week, and it's just been completely deflated because our team's just been so infuriating.
Nobody. I'm sure no one expects the Giants to beat Dallas, but again, no one expected the Jets to beat Dallas, and they beat the crap out of them. What we'll be excited for is next week when we're going to be on site, on location here in MetLife Stadium.
So the Jets, say the Jets and Giants both win this week, because the Jets are in a good position, and the Giants could easily steal a 3-point victory or a 7-point victory against the Cowboys, who are prone to making mistakes. That puts the Giants at 3-5. They got a lot to play for against the Jets, who are a weak opponent.
It will be a Giants home game.
Yes, it will.
There's going to be more blue in that building than there's going to be green. It's a Jets home game.
Yeah. If the Giants find a way to 4-5, they are actually in it. So I don't want to get you false hope because I haven't seen a lot from them recently, but it's possible. It's possible.
It's possible, but we got to get through Monday night first.
Yeah, but
absolutely. You have to get that divisional win. You got
the problem is that the last two games, the Giants have spotted the other team 14 points. Now, granted, they came back both those times, but you can't spot teams 14 points. You can't do it every game.
But that's mental. That's mental mistakes. So, of
course, I agree with that.
Fixable in a short period of time, which is kind of exciting.
We'll see.
The Jets' problems are not fixable like that. It's just they got too many injuries and they're too dysfunctional. Puzzle pieces.
I think they should flex out the Giants and Cowboys and flex in the Jets and Miami for Monday Night Football. That's a game I want to see.
You can't put the Dolphins on Monday Night Football 2 weeks in a row. It's just...
All right, Sunday Night Football.
Okay.
So they got to play So after Dallas, they got to play the Jets. I'm talking about the Giants.
Yeah.
And they have a bye. And then their next 3 games are really hard. You got to play
Green Bay, Chicago,
and Philadelphia.
Well, Chicago.
Not as hard as you think, though.
Yeah.
By name value, they sound hard. Chicago doesn't look good. Philadelphia has no secondary, so you can throw on them all day. And Green Bay looks like they're going to win the Super Bowl right now. So yeah, I'll give you Green Bay. The other two, you can find flaws on either side of the ball there.
Yeah. So best case scenario is that you're coming into Philadelphia at 5-7 something, 5-6.
That's best case scenario. That's not going to happen, but.
No, I don't see them winning 3 out of 4, but you never know.
You never know.
The Jets got Miami, the Giants.
Sorry, Miami, the Giants, then who?
Miami, Giants, Washington, Oakland, Cincinnati, Miami before they get to Baltimore. Now, I would say that 4 of those 6 games are winnable.
I mean, all 6 are winnable if you're a halfway decent team, but 4 definitely.
But Oakland's not as bad as everyone.
Oakland and the Giants are tough for the Jets.
Right, so Oakland and the Giants are the 2 wild cards. You got to play Miami twice in that stretch. Cincinnati looks awful, and Washington looks like they're.
That's two rookie quarterbacks and 2 times against the Dolphins in those 4 games. I mean, if Greg Williams can't cause those teams fits, then he should be out. So yeah, I think he'll do well against those offenses. But
Maybe we'll be sitting here in 5 weeks and you'll be singing a different tune here. We might be in the playoff hunt, or you might be in the playoff hunt.
I wanted.
AFC.
I threw that out there. Several weeks ago, but I've been wrong all year about the Jets. They've continuously surprised me in the wrong ways. So I think I wrote a optimist versus pessimist view of the season in August. They have definitely cleaned up the pessimist side of that.
Welcome to my side of the
I was writing my own view versus your view legitimately when I wrote that. Go back and take a look. I'm gonna go take a look. I did it a few weeks ago. It's scary because they actually are on the bad side of it completely. I think I had them finishing with 2 wins. So unfortunately that played out. If we are both in the playoff hunt in a couple weeks, we should have to do something. I don't know what. That's just ominous.
Maybe we'll plan that for next year because I don't see that happening this year.
Well, I almost meant when you lose a bet, do something on air for the show. But
what, in 2 weeks?
No, if in a month both of our teams are actually legitimately still in the playoff hunt. I don't know. Think about it. I don't think it's gonna happen. So, do you?
Dan has to eat a hamburger if they get in the playoff hunt.
Oh, that's good. He has to eat a piece of meat on the show. No, and not only he's got to go to In-N-Out Burger.
Oh,
if the Jets get to 500, I'll eat In-N-Out on the show.
I'll eat kale chips.
Double patty, dude. Double patty.
Okay. If they get to 500,
don't skip out. I'm gonna live vicariously through you. In-N-Out Burgers.
Okay. I'll take that bet. I don't know. I don't know if I want to win or lose it, but we'll see.
I want to see your body just crumble.
Until next week.
All right.
Thanks for watching BuzzChomp.
Subscribe and share.
Subscribe and share.
Subscribe and share.